If you're in your 40s and feel that your retirement account balance is not where it should be, this video is for you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk through the exact framework that folks in their 40s can use to compress 25 plus years of savings for retirement down to about 15 years. And stay tuned, because at the end, I've got a free tool for you that you can use to plug your own numbers in and make this real for you. So let's dig into it. What's actually happening? Recent data shows that the average 40-year-old have about $63,000 to $100,000 saved for retirement, which sounds good, right? That's excellent. But the rub is, most financial experts indicate that you're going to need about 10 times your annual salary by the time you retire. So let's say, for instance, if you're making $80,000 a year, 10 times that, that's about $800,000 is what you would need to have saved for in that example, right? And let's say you've already saved $85,000, that means you're about $715,000 short, which could be why a lot of folks feel that they're behind, right? The key here is that you're not behind from a timing standpoint. In your 40s, you still have about 20 to 25 years left. That's the great thing. And the kicker here is that you've got something on your side called compound interest. Yes, compound interest. It's the 8th one in the world for us that's on the financial side, meaning that you've got time to save a lot of that money to invest and the interest to continue to grow upon itself. So that compound interest exists by you starting, though. Okay, now those that are successful, even though they're behind, they pretty much dig into some activities, and I'm going to go through 4 steps that most folks are successful with if you're trying to do catch up, right? So there are 4 steps, with the first one being, hey, you got to contribute enough to your 401k plan to get the match, right? So that match could be anywhere from 40%, 5%, or 6%, right? Typical range from a contribution standpoint. This is free money. That means your employer will give you 5% in your retirement plan if you put in 5%. So you got to put in the minimum for the match, because that's 100% return on your money. 100%. You can't get any better than that. The other key call out here is, once you start and invest that money, right, into your retirement plan, think about it. You're in your 40s. We can't be conservative with this money. We need it to be in a growth-oriented vehicle. So it's got to be invested for growth. That means it could be in an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, a large cap ETF or mutual fund, or a target date fund. Now you may be asking, what's a target date fund? That means, what's the target date you're looking at retiring in the future? So for instance, if you're looking to retire in 20 years from now it'd be 2046. So that would be target dates funds runs in increments of 5 years. So you would pick between 2045 or 2050 if you were looking at that target date fund. The great thing about target date funds is that they're this far out, they're aggressive, meaning they're growth oriented, and they change because they are managed by fund managers. They change the aggression the closer you get towards retirement. So let's say it's 90-10, meaning 90% growth-oriented stock invested, 10% bond investment right now. As you get closer towards retirement, 2 years, a couple years out, it may go 70-30 or 65-35, right? You don't have to do anything. They make the adjustments themselves. Key call out here, let's say if you're in your late 40s, the IRS allows you to do something what's called provide catch-up contributions once you turn 50. Catch-up contributions are $8,000 this year, which allows you to really kind of kickstart that, keep that going from a catch-up standpoint. So that's number one. We want to get at least the match. Now think about the target. We ideally want to get to 15% of our contribution, all right, into a retirement plan. 15% of our income, gross income, going into our retirement plan. But let's start. We got to get the match first. That's step one. Step two, we need to make sure that we have what I call a mini emergency fund saved up. Now, we're not looking at for a fully funded emergency fund, which is 3 to 6 months. We're looking for 1 to 3 months which is a mini emergency fund saved up. Now, this is meant to address any type of emergencies that come up, because we know Murphy's going to happen. You know, the water heater's going to go out. You're going to have a flat tire. Things are going to come up with your kid at school, et cetera, right? There are going to be emergencies to come up. What we don't want to happen is for an emergency to occur and you have to use the plastic, that credit card, which charges you 22+% interest to address the issue, right? So we need 1 to 3 months. If you feel comfortable more and you say, hey, the industry I'm in, because of AI and et cetera, I feel I'm at risk, whatever that target is, before we start getting aggressive with our retirement, you go ahead and establish that and start working on getting those savings there. A couple things you can do. You can do what's called a self-audit right now on your expenditures and look to see, hey, what kind of changes you can make? What can you redirect from a financial standpoint? Because let's say if you found $500 of non-essential money that you could redirect into your retirement plan, that could equate to well over $380,000 over 20 years, right? That's significant. So you got to think where you are now. Right now, we're in our 40s. We're behind. So we've got to make some changes now to kind of right the ship, so to speak. So I'm not telling you to cut out everything, but I am telling you to do an audit. Make that decision yourself of how important it is to kind of right the ship and get back going to what you expect your target retirement savings balance should be. That's number 2. Number 3, we got to look at our debt, right? So if we've got a lot of debt, how can we implement a debt elimination plan? And you may be saying, hey, that's why I'm behind, because I've been working on my debt elimination plan, which is true. That happens, right? Especially if you've got those student loans or some, high balance debt that's going to take years and years to pay off. Now, I'm not going to tell you you need to be debt free to get aggressive with your retirement. No way. Some others may tell you that, but no, I'm going to tell you, hey, if you got a lot of debt, let's craft a plan to eliminate 1 or 2 of them so that can free up some cash flow. So then you can redirect that cash flow into your retirement plan. So for instance, there are 2 methods that typically recommend. That's the debt avalanche method, where you go after the highest interest debt first, or the debt snowball method, where you go after the lowest balance debt first. For me, I'm a big believer in the debt snowball, because if you go after the lowest balance, that allows you to create more momentum and see cash flow sooner, right, than the other method, the debt avalanche. So pick a method, whichever one feels comfortable for you, but see if you can eliminate 1 or 2 debts within the next 6 to 8 months. And if you can, that's awesome. Now stop there and redirect that money then into your retirement plan if you're not at that 15%, to see how close we can get to 10%. And if we can get that 15% contribution, right? So because we don't want to miss out on of utilizing time to kind of help accelerate the growth of our retirement account. So that's step 3, the debt elimination plan. Step 4 is one that doesn't get talked about enough, and that is increasing your income, right? So you could see what it takes to change careers, try to get a promotion, or a second job on the weekends or at night, right? You would be amazed at what $150 can do per week. So $150 a week, that's $600 a month. If you invested that into your retirement account for 20 years, that's over $450 in addition to your retirement account. That is significant money. That's $600 a month, right? Equates to, and you just got to find it. See what are you good at? Can you teach piano lessons? Can you coach someone on something? Really, what can we do to kind of create this additional income to kind of help kickstart and accelerate our retirement contributions? These are the 4 steps that can kind of help right the ship, if you will, from a retirement planning standpoint. And if you stay with me here, down in the show notes here in the description, I've got a free retirement catch-up calculator that you can use. You plug in your own numbers, it's real, and you can really modify it based on timing, based on what you think your desired income should be at retirement. It's going to calculate out, give you an estimate of where it thinks you are right now in relation to that goal, right? It's purely an estimate. Now, if you want your true numbers, you need to reach out to a fiduciary financial advisor, have them run your numbers, because they're going to utilize some software that calculates up years in the stock market, down years, have recommendations from a tax efficiency standpoint. So if you really want to dig in to see what those numbers are, you can look at this tool to give you a guide. But then if you want to say, okay, then I need to connect with a professional, then I would recommend connecting with a professional. So if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this information with someone that you think can benefit from it. Until the next video.